know that a missing letter or a letter in a word that is not in the correct position may change the meaning of the word? Yes, that's possible. Kasi may mga salitang ganon. Example, the word compliance and complaints. When you say compliance, compliant and complaints make use of the same letters. Ang pinagkaiba lang, IA yung isa, AI yung isa. Pero magkaiba sila totally. When you say compliance, it's an adjective which means abiding by the rules. Meaning, kung compliant ka, ikaw yung tipong sumusunod sa rules. Okay? Pag sinabi ng complaints, it's a noun which refers to something that you are questioning or appealing to. Okay? That's complaint. Pag nag-complain ka, mag-file ka ng complaints. Yun yun. So magkaiba sila. Pero they make use of the same letters. So be very careful on the position of the letters I and A there. So compliant is an adjective, complaints is a noun. Quiet and quiet. Okay? Quiet and quiet make use of the same letters as well. Pero yung positioning ng letters, magkaiba. Therefore, magkaiba silang words. So when you say quiet, is an adjective which means silent, serene, calm. Okay? Q-U-I-E-T. Pag naman sinabi natin quiet, okay, it's an adverb which means totally and completely. Yan ang meaning ng quiet. By the way, quiet is not the same as slight, ha? Karamihan sa atin na iniisip natin, I'm quite disappointed. Pero ang tinutukoy nila, slightly disappointed. No, quiet means totally or completely. Okay? Yung positioning ng letters will change the meaning of the word. Always be very careful. Weather is really hot today, especially here in the Philippines. That is why we should always keep ourselves hydrated, rehydrated, or dehydrated. Okay, now in relation to this, let's get to know the difference between and among these words, okay, because they all come from the idea of hydration or hydrate or hydrated. But adding prefixes already to the words would actually change the meaning of the word as well, okay? So let's take a look at this. When you say you're hydrated, you're getting enough water your body needs, okay? So that is taking in, drinking, not only drinking fluids, of course, but also eating foods that are rich in fluids, okay? To keep your bodies, of course, strong and immune to whatever disease that may be caused by the weather changes. Okay, say you're dehydrated if you have less water, meaning you lack water in the body, therefore causing you to get sick. Okay, so when you're dehydrated, usually your lips are chapped. Of course, you tend to faint, of course, especially in this hot weather. Okay, so that's dehydrated. D is referring to not, okay, not being able. So that means if you're dehydrated, you're not getting enough water. Rehydrated, okay, or rehydrate, to rehydrate, this is actually mean that if you are rehydrated, from being dehydrated, re represents again. You are again being, when you drink again water after being dehydrated, you are again supplying yourself or your body with water. Okay, so re is again, D is not. Okay, so the basis there, the root is hydrated. So, hydrate, dehydrate, rehydrate. Do you know that it's very important to pronounce words properly? Simply because when you mispronounce them, they will change in their meaning, especially if the words seem to be closely spelled. I'll give you an example. S-U-I-T and S-U-I-T-E. They may sound like closely the same because they only differ in one letter of the spelling, but mind you, they should be pronounced properly. S-U-I-T is pronounced as suit. S-U-I-T-E is pronounced as suite. Suit referring to your tuxedo or your formal wear. Suite is referring to a set of rooms designated for family use, okay, or a chamber, that is to which has everything in there, okay, such as when you say business suite in Meta, okay, or in Facebook, where all the data we need, insights and so on, content and so on for a page is actually seen. So it's pronounced as suite. Meta business suite, okay, suit, suite. Good evening, everybody. So suddenly, the light has, power has come back. Happy birthday daw. Alright, supposedly I'm going to make a video or a reel on what we had experienced. Actually, it's just a scheduled blackout from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We experienced a blackout or a brownout. So what's the difference? Now, both are actually referring to power outages. Okay, talking about blackout versus brownout, which one do we actually make use of? Where if you're referring to a total shutdown of power supply, we are referring to blackout. So what had happened a while back for an hour, that this one is a scheduled blackout actually, because there had been a repair made somewhere in power substation. So this one is a scheduled one, so 8 to 9. So that is a blackout because there's a total shutdown of power supply. When we say brownout, we're simply referring to the reduction of voltage. That is to distribute or ration, okay, power supply. If you notice that there is switching on and off, or twitching and flickering of your lights or our appliances, simply because there is what we call as brownout. Okay, so the main power or the main provider of electricity is trying to reduce the voltage of the power supply. Okay, so what happened today is a blackout. Ever wondered which one is spelled correct with the word defense? C or E? Actually, when we say defense, we are simply referring to protection, a protection against invaders or attacks. Okay, but when it comes to the spelling, which one is more correct? Actually, both are correct, because the one with the S is American English. The one spelled with a C is British English. However, they are both the same in meaning. So when using the word, you can either make use of C if you think you're catering to British, okay, British language. You can use S in the you can use S to spell the word defense if you're after audiences who are American English. Both mean the same anyway.